Hello. Welcome. Hello, everyone. How are you? Welcome to City of Gods. My name is Smoggles, also known as Sam. I use he, him pronouns. And I am going to be the game master or GM of this adventure. And I will be basically everyone in this world, in this story, with the exception of 4 particular characters. And I will now pass it on to Dex.
Hello, Internet. My name is Dexter Warren, pronouns he, they, and I will be playing Zareb Ida, or ZE to friends. I don't know, we'll find out. Pronouns for them are they, them. And I pass it to the next person.
That's me. Hello, I'm Helena Anderson, also known as Kitty Crafto on the internet. I use she, they pronouns, and I am playing Garu, and he uses he, they pronouns. Oh, and I'm passing it on to Scarlett, I believe.
I think.
Oui.
Hi, Internet and surrounding media and aliens. I'm Scarlett, also known on the Internet as Scarlett, because I don't do much else. My pronouns are she, her, and he, him, and I'll be playing Shen, whose pronouns are they, them, and I'm just happy to be here. Sam said we're playing something.
Allegedly.
And I'm passing this one on to our last but not least.
Maybe least. My name is Molly. Hello, everyone. My pronouns are they, them. On the internet, I am not known as anything. I don't know what that is. I live in a hole. I am playing Solio, whomst I love, and Solio's pronouns are he, him.
We have one fully cisgendered character.
Wow, look
Potential.
at that.
And
We're
it was
allies.
like that when I did it, because Helena asked me for the drawings, and I was like, just a dude, just a guy.
Nice.
He's just a guy.
Just guys.
guy.
Remember
guy.
those?
Oh, guy.
How can you have beef with him? He's just a guy.
That's amazing. Well, and welcome to everyone in the chat who is here to observe this story unfold. We'll go a little bit into the story itself in a moment, but first, mentioning that this is a Pathfinder 2nd edition game. So if you are familiar with clickety clackety roll to attackety, this is not the usual game that is played here. This is not Dungeons and Dragons. This is not your father's Dungeons and Dragons, because it's actually 3.5 Dungeon Dragons, which ended up splitting up into a little another portion. They made their own game, and it's Pathfinder 2nd edition. It's slightly similar, but a little bit different. So we, of course, are naturally gonna start where any good beginning party should start, at level 13. So we're gonna have some, mildly powerful characters coming on, and they will be playing some supernatural beings in this world called demigods. I think that is enough of a starter to begin everything. Players, are you all ready to begin?
Yeah.
Yes.
What if we said no? This would be a terrible time for that.
Yeah, what would happen?
This would be
Yeah.
probably the worst time to say no, if I'm being honest.
Sam would die, so
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We can't do that on stream.
I can hit the life support.
Worried about you. Why do you keep talking to your computer?
All right, let us begin. Our story takes place in the world of Torrent. Many millennia ago, Torrent was on the brink of destruction due to the continued battles between angels, the gods, and demons. After Gaia, the mother of the gods, perished in one of the gruesome skirmishes, her children gathered to vanquish the demon lords once and for all. In the final battle, Xeris, god of the sun, was able to seal the demon lords deep beneath the earth, ending the bloodshed. Despite the victory, the material world was in a sorry state, and there was no leader to take command. Xeris humbly took on the mantle of leadership, and along with the other gods, helped the mortals rebuild their war-torn world. The gods built a city in the sky to protect their charge, and called it Kelenoth. 3,000 years ago, in an era considered the Great Renaissance by mortals, Xeris created the first demigods, supernatural beings who would serve unique roles within the pantheon and help the mortals restore their civilization. This is their story. We are going to begin in a small town. This town is currently in a bit of a melancholy state. It is currently in the midst of a funeral. But the wakes in Torrent tend to be more celebratory occasions than anything else. Many people are gathered, feasting. People are sharing drinks with one another, and in the other end of this large space is a coffin. Next to that coffin, sitting a little grumpy, a little spectrally, is a wizened gnome. And every now and again, someone comes up to the gnome, thanks them, has a wonderful conversation, some memories. But he seems a little distracted. Behind him, well, Scarlet, who is behind them?
Behind them is standing Shen, the demigod of the Death Watch. Shen is a Goron. He's roughly about 5'10", 6 feet tall, hair braided from Snapdragon, their skin like ash wood. And Shen is standing, and they are a little worried about the gnome because this is supposed to be the last best moment they have on this plane, but everything thus far, the decorations, the excitement, nothing has quite gotten through. So Shen is wearing that big smile, but is also just racking their brain this whole time of, what can I do? 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 What can I do?
Yeah. So you know that the wizened gnome is Garnath. Garnath used to be the hero, little extreme, healer of this village known as Vale. And roll me a society check.
I'm very good at society. says the ADHD late diagnosed person.
Oh my god, same.
That's a 28.
Okay. So you know that Garnath was much beloved by the community. He always had his probably greatest achievement was being able to lead the town to avoid a plague that had wrecked many other villages in the nearby area. And he is really, everyone has said that he must be blessed by Irvine, who you all know as the god of health. And some would say they're miracles. He would grumpily say, I just know which concoction goes in which concoction and doesn't kill ya. But he does have an apprentice. And you notice the apprentice, who is a tiefling. And what you also notice is that no one in the tiefling is sitting by herself.
Shen is going to very gently into Garnath's ear just from the side. I'm going to step away for a minute, but I'm not leaving you alone. And I'm going to just very, very gently clap my hands. And Lan, my Eidolon, is going to appear next to me. Lan, darling, could you keep an eye on Garnath for me? And Shen is going to go walk over to the apprentice, while Lan, who also takes the appearance of another Goran, with long white rose hair and birch skin, just very, very Spock-like, stands next to Garnath, just sort of deadpan.
Yeah, and as you're leaving, he just goes, I don't need a babysitter.
Lan just doesn't turn his head down. Lan just kind of looks with his eyes and very spectrally just pats him on the head. And then a party hat appears on his head. A spectral party hat.
I was the one patting heads to make sure they were all healthy. That's how we do that. So you approached the the tiefling. The tiefling is dressed much in the similar clothes that Garnath is wearing, which is the blue overcoat that represents a healer in Vale. And she's sitting there, and every now and again she makes eye contact with someone, and then eye contact follows as the person does not sit nearby. And she then I guess, how visible are you to other mortals in this gathering?
Shen is a very good host. They are if on a scale of 1 to 10, they're like a 15 on the visibility scale. A good host should be the most visible person, but makes sure that the actual focus of the party is still being upheld.
Right. So she definitely sees you.
Oh yeah, I stand out like a tree in the middle of a desert.
Yeah, and so she looks up, and she just goes, Did you need one of the chairs?
No, darling, I needed you. And I'm gonna sit. Shannon's gonna sit across from her.
Are you hurt?
No. You know who I am. You've got to know who I am. You know who I am, right? This is taking you far too long to answer.
Oh, do you need a drink? Shen, I apologize.
No, darling, you have no reason to apologize to me. I promise. I have had enough to drink to kill at least 30 of your people. I'm all right. No, sweetheart, I want to know what. I understand. This is a painful moment. Garneth was your mentor. He meant a lot to you.
Yes.
Can I ask? Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Would you tell me a happy memory? Something, your favorite thing, or the first thing Garnath ever taught you?
First thing, well, it was a simple one. I guess it was probably one of the more surprising moments for me, because the first week I was there, it was a lot of running around and delivering items because he couldn't get there as fast. And then the other time I was one of the kids had fallen, and he was screaming, crying because rocks cut his hand, and could not get him to calm down. And me approaching them also scared her even more. So I was unable to control, and this small little wrinkly wise gnome who never seemed to be able to crack a smile of any sort, just like gently took the kid's hand and just kind of waited until the tantrum stopped, and had the most patience I've ever seen anyone have, and just taught me to kind of be patient in that way. And eventually, after being calmed down, we were able to heal that. I know it's just a cut. Like, it's not being able to to save someone from a disease or anything like that. But I don't know.
Shen is gonna just hold out a hand very, very gently, just.
I don't know if there's.
This is my party, hon. Don't worry.
The moment she takes your hand and stands up, all eyes turn towards you.
And I am gonna slowly shift my hand so I am put one hand into other hand, the hand that was on her hand to her shoulder, and I'm just gonna very gently whisper, "All right, now follow my lead." And Shen is going to take a few steps forward. Everyone, dearly beloved, today we are celebrating the great life of Garnath, the healer of Vale. And with us in attendance, we do have his finest apprentice. And every great journey begins with an ending. The beginning, did I get this person's name? I did not. At some point, I'm sure.
Yeah, go ahead. And roll me a perception check.
Perception. That is a 27.
Okay. You were pretty sure you heard the name Evie. You heard the name Evie at one point when referring to her.
Okay, playing it safe, not saying anything. And the beginning of her journey was simple, as anyone else's was. Imagine you are running errands for one who can no longer run them for himself. You are ferrying reagents and poultices and drafts to and fro until you see a child in need. And the first lesson you get as a healer, and I look to her, the first lesson, the first thing that you got, it wasn't how to grind anything. It wasn't how to work an alembic. It wasn't how to create a healing potion. It was how to calm and heal the heart. And you watched as Garnath helped a child who was wounded from a simple cut, as all of you have experienced at some point in your lives. It can feel like the end of the world. But you have taken that, and you have taken that lesson to heart, and I can see it in your eyes now. Because Garnath has given you everything that you would need, that you can carry on this legacy of healing, that you can keep this town of Vale, you can keep it safe. Garnath, you are a wonderful healer. This town lives and thrives as a result of you. And even though you are come to pass, what you leave behind will continue to grow, and your apprentice will help it stay breathing. So on and so forth, your apprentice will continue, and their apprentice will continue. And I'm going to take one of the, I'm going to snap off one of the snapdragons at the edge of my hair, and I'm going to hand it to the apprentice. But I think it's time that you celebrated with Garnath yourself, and tell him how you were feeling. And I take a step back.
Roll me a performance check, and this may affect how well she does.
That is 37.
Ooh, nice.
These are big numbers.
Big numbers. We don't do those small numbers here. So she walks forward, and the first thing that she says is, Garnath, I never fully thanked you for believing in me and believing me when I came to you. I had been turned away from so many other villages, and I hadn't been able to find a place to be, and well, it's you've taught me a lot in the short time that I've known you. And he just goes, why wouldn't I believe you? You were clearly blessed. And she goes, what? I saw the moment I saw you. You're a healer. That's what you do. Why all of a sudden so unsure about it? She like stays up there, looks around. Everyone else kind of like looks abashedly, and he just goes, are any of you doubting that Evie would be able to replace me? You better stop that right now, or I'm gonna haunt this town for the rest of eternity, and you are never gonna be rid of me. And everyone just like kind of backs away a little bit, and she gets like tears in her eyes, because we all know that's like, yelling about how good someone is Garnath's form of complimenting somebody. So she just goes, thank you, Garnath. I appreciate that. I really do. And Garnath looks at her and goes, first thing I taught you. Patience. It's gonna take a little bit of time. But you'll get there. And then you can teach the next apprentice about what they're supposed to do after you have to have one of these done for you. And after that, the party kind of continues, and the child does actually like tug on the blue coat of Evie and just like offers her a little treat of something, and the party continues. The Garnath comes up to you, Shen, and just goes, I knew there was something, but I wasn't sure what was going on.
It can be hard to feel like you're stuck. The position that you're in right now is difficult, but I want you to pass with hope. I want you to be able to rest and continue on with the wheel with no regrets, nothing to hold you with fear or worry. This town is in good hands. You have done well. You have lived a good life, Garnath. And this world is better for it. Thank you.
Are you always this positive?
That is my job. Yes, I am always this positive.
Is everyone else in the afterlife going to be this positive? Otherwise, I'd rather
Absolutely
haunt
not.
here.
I am the top of the barrel.
Okay, good. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. And Garnath starts to glow, and glows a bright orange color, and the orange kind of radiates out from him and forms this tiny little golden flame. And you recognize this as an ember of praise. These embers are given by mortals, and, well, the mortals don't exactly know what's being given at the moment, but it is the mortals' show of gratitude towards the demigods that fulfill their duties towards them. And this then flame floats in front of you, Scarlet.
Shen is going to reach beneath the collar of their robe, where there's a small, what looks like a cracked chunk of amber, that's been like wrapped with a leather cord, and they're going to just hold it up, reach out gently for the flame, and move it towards the necklace.
Great. And with that, we move to somewhere a little bit different. We move to a far off inn towards the north, very snowy area. And what you find if you walk into that inn is a little bit of traffic, is a little bit of people roaming around, but you can tell that everyone seems to be gathering in front of a little stage. there's a bartender doing the classic wiping a mug, waiting for the next order. And towards the back is a catfolk, having just finished moving some barrels up, and is now sitting at what was clearly like a bar table and bar stool that was moved to a corner out of sight from everyone else. And it is filled with crumpled up pieces of paper and a quill that is like scratching something down but can't seem to, like, scratches something down, looks at it, and then scratches it up with her claws and then throws it away. Looking, Helena, who is looking over their shoulder?
So I'm imagining that she's sitting in like a little banquette, and there's some of that lovely like wavy glass you see in like old ancient buildings that's just like you can kind of see out of it. And so the viewer will see little orange fox ears pop up in the glass, and then they'll grow into a tall, kind of lanky looking person with long orange hair, and just a continuous smirk. And they'll kind of sidle into the bar and, excuse me, is this seat taken? Sorry, were you in the midst of something?
No, I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you, though. I'm totally okay. If you need a drink, you need to go to the bartender over there.
With your permission, GM, can I, at this moment, kind of like pop invisible for like a second, because I do have an invisibility spell, and then reappear holding a mug, just like sitting like cross-legged in the booth next to them.
Yes, and I will allow it if you allow her to go. Ah!
Yes. Sorry, quite shocking. So clearly this is not going very well. What are you trying to do here? Save the forest.
No, I'm trying to write writing a poem.
A poem? A stuttery, buffering poem?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, no, clearly. I mean, you've had a lot of false starts. So fire starters you seem to have around you. What are you writing about? Is it okay if I ask?
Well, I mean, you know who performs here. I'm just trying. Every time she comes over, I have a feeling that she, you know, she comes over and she afterwards treats the staff very well every time she performs, and then she comes over to me, and I'm relatively sure that she's doing flirting, I guess, but then she is able to just form all these rhyming couplets out of her brain, and then I just go, nice teeth, and that's it. And that's it. I can't, and then I have to go away and never be seen again. So if it happens one more time, I'm just gonna obviously have to move town, because or if I can actually write something down that I can read to her as a rebuttal, then I'll get that. Her.
Okay, well,
not that, but
not that. Yes. Win the heart of whoever performs here. And you say that they do couplets.
They tend to do couplets, yes.
Interesting. Okay, so first, as a friend, let me just offer you this little bit of advice that I find can be very, very helpful for the burgeoning writer. Try free verse. It's much less contained, and you can get to the point a lot quicker than with poetry sometimes. So maybe test it out just a little bit. So recite one of the ideas you have in your mind. Like what do you want to I don't know, compliment them about?
Well, they do have she has a lovely singing voice.
Mhm.
So that's nice.
Right.
She also is able to play the lute very well, and she also takes the time to talk to everyone, and never seems to be without a smile on her face.
Yes, the teeth. I mean, the
Yeah.
fact that you're talking about teeth initially makes me think you should write about their smile. And how maybe their smile exists on their face when they're doing something they're passionate about. Is that too much? I can slow down if you would like.
So they don't have to rhyme.
No, no. You're welcome to abandon a rhyme, though you can give it a try. I do it all the time.
Well, okay. To be fair, it is a little bit difficult to rhyme her name with anything, so it might actually
Yes.
work out a
What
little
is
better.
her name?
Fraulein Franzen Baron.
One more time?
Frau Lecken
Lincoln?
Sarah Baron.
Right, that's... They became a performer. They can come up with a stage name, perhaps, later on.
Oh, she goes by Frau for short.
There we go, Frau. Yes, there's really not many rhymes that go with Frau, so maybe focus on a more poetic line, comparing her smile to, I don't know, another experience that gives you joy.
Smile. Same smile that I get when I get a nice tip.
Right. However, often I find assigning monetary value to other people's qualities can be a little cringe. I would maybe move away from monetary value and talk about sentimental value, like your smile glistens out through the crowd as the nightingale sings the evening song, or something about invoking a scene as opposed to being literal here.
Evoking a scene. Oh, coming back home with to warm cocoa at the winter.
Yes, absolutely. Your smile makes me feel warm, like I'm holding. Yes, I think you should go with that imagery. I mean, we're in such a cold climate, clearly. Where are we? He kind of like shifts and looks around. and what is your name?
Oh, my name is Melis, and
Yes.
we're in the North Pole Inn.
North Pole Inn. That's an aptly named.
Yes, we're not actually that fond. It's more the name. No one else really goes much further than here.
Yes, it's rather chilly. Well, Melis. Yes, maybe we write something about cocoa, about the way it makes you feel, the warmth it spreads in your body. I mean, you may not want to get too body. However, you could talk about feeling sensations, like, the way it makes your cheeks flush, right? Like maybe as they're performing, I'm sure that you have had a blush or two, depending on what they're talking about.
Oh, all the time. Yes,
Oh,
the entire time they're performing, I'm blushing, and it just gets it gets worse when they approach and talk to me.
Yes. What do they talk to you about?
They usually say some rhyming thing about how good my well I do my job, and how they will compliment my whiskers sometimes, and then
Your whiskers.
yes, ever since they've done that, I've made sure when they're performing that I've oiled them at least beforehand.
Oiling your whiskers to make them glisten.
Yes.
I must write that down. That's an excellent idea. So it's very clear to me that you don't need to think too hard, because clearly this person would love to talk with you. I mean, if they're coming by every night and taking the time to rhyme, well, I mean, they're already halfway there. So you just need to put something on paper and go with it.
Okay. All of that, Garu, go ahead and roll me. Let us see do you have I mean, this felt like inspirational, so it feels like either diplomacy or performance.
I feel like this is diplomacy since it was like
Yeah.
a conversation
Yeah,
this time.
let's make it diplomacy then.
Yeah. And also because it's a higher value on my sheet. All right, we love Pathfinder. That's a 31. 32, because that was 11. 32.
All right, so that's going to be. I'm gonna add a plus. Add a +5 to her roll to make a good poem.
You got this. Go, Melis. Favorite cat folk so far. Only cat
Okay. So she finally finds something that she's confident with.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't quite take your advice not to rhyme, but it was more that she didn't. She would say, it started with, my dearest bard Frau, I wanted to tell you how, and so it needs work, but she's also able to kind of like control herself a little bit as she's reading, and then eventually, as she continues, she actually puts the paper down, and you know at a certain point she's not saying anything that's written on the paper. And this half-orc bard in like a tunic, lute strapped to her back, 6 foot tall, muscular, like not sure, like could be like a weightlifter, could be a bard, could be both, and she just takes the Melis's face in her hands and goes, "You are the cutest thing ever. Did you do that for me?" And you just see the tail flick all over the place. Ear flick. everything panicking.
Yes.
And
Like Studio Ghibli fur.
at that moment, she glows, and radiating out of her is a small flame.
Garu will take his hand and, like, very, very pretty anime man, take off this choker in like a flourish, and the choker forms into this long quill of this kind of, it's like iridescent turquoise. It's very beautiful, and the quill will shoot across the room and kind of absorb all of that glowing energy, so that the tips of the feathers are just like little embers in the tavern, and he'll grab it and just put it right back on his neck. A job well done.
We now move away from the cold area of the North Pole Inn, and we now move actually to a city. This city is called the City of Belleau, and it is it has two forms of transportation. Obviously, you could walk, so that doesn't really count. You could also travel by horse if you wanted to, but everyone here knows that the best way to travel is through the canals. Cut to a a young adult goblin running out of a cobbler shop. She has one mission, and one mission only. And that is, in her hand is an envelope that will be her final loan payment for her cobbler shop that will allow her to own it by herself, but it is due before sundown, and the sun is setting right now. And so she rushes over, falls down the stairs, and then falls down, thankfully. Well, let's see. Nope. Falls down onto her boat, a gondola that she would take to go to the canal, and then falls into the water. Still holding, thankfully, the envelope above water, but still splashing a little bit to try to get back. And observing from underwater is who, Molly?
Oh, it is Solio. Solio, a beautiful man who is keeping an eye out. Keeping an eye out. Hustle and bustle. It's rush hour now. He sensed a frantic energy, and here he is. And there's this person.
Yeah, she is still floundering and just trying to get onto her boat at this moment, but is trying to do it one-handed while keeping this envelope afloat.
Okay, Cilio chuckles, not meanly, but and does a little. He doesn't touch her, but he makes the water, whoop, like, whoop. I swoop her up into the
Great.
boat.
She is swooped up, and now we're gonna see, and is able, and like swoops up and just like lands in a seating position with the envelope still above her, and then she like hurriedly puts it into the backpack and gets her gondola ready and casts off. She then pushes forward and eventually is having a little bit of trouble going through, because as you said, it is hustle and bustle, it is rush hour, which means that of course there are many other gondolas going through, and you see the panic in her eyes as she just watches like these larger gondolas get through and tries to struggle, like really slows down a lot to get to try to weave in and out. And you can see her starting to panic a little bit more with the slower that she actually has to go.
Okay, Solio is like, all right. He does a cool flip out of the water into the boat. And he tries not to startle her, but like, he is a tall, lithe, lavender-skinned, white-haired man with some scales. And he goes, I sense you're in a hurry.
First roll me acrobatics, and then I'm gonna have her roll let's say nope, that didn't work. She nearly falls off the boat. Again.
But wait,
There's more.
24.
She yeah, so you land and she like almost falls off and goes, "Yes, yes. Running, hurrying."
Solio looks at her and is like sympathetic, and he puts a big hand, wet but like not unpleasantly wet, on her shoulder and says, "I get it. Why don't you take a seat?" And he
Okay.
looks at the folder and he goes, "Is that important?
Yeah.
You might want to hold on tight to that."
She immediately like holds it close to her chest.
And then Solio puts out sort of, not physically, but he puts out feelers that let him sort of sense the currents and sense the traffic. It's the rhythm of the city.
Yeah.
And he starts to find ways to make space where it's physically impossible there would be space.
Yeah.
But he is just massaging it in their favor. Nothing dramatic. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just like, oh, there's an opening. Oh, that person was turning. How lucky.
Roll me a are you trained or expert in survival? This feels survival.
I mean, yes, I am an expert.
Great. Go ahead and roll me survival.
Okay. 23.
Great. You are able to get through, get in and out. However, the main problem is not so much weaving in and out and worrying everyone else. It's more that the goblin is like that passenger that's like, you should brake now, when your foot's already on the brake. And just going, watch out, and it starts just shouting random things, and everyone starts looking at you both as you're going through. So it does cause a little bit of a distraction, which means that there is a little bit of you see as you're approaching the actual stop where the bank is, you see a human exiting the door and is just about to turn the sign to closed. And you're about 20 feet away.
Well, no. Ooh, okay. 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 That's fine. Because what can I do? I can. I can. Make a big ass wave. Oops. I make a big ass wave Is this person turning the sign, are they inside or outside?
They have like opened the door to so they are outside of the bank.
Splash. I splash him big. So splashed. Sorry.
Yeah, a big old wave goes and splashes him, and he just goes, "Ah, what is going on?" And then yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I say, oh, man, the canals, right? You just never know. And as I pull up, and I hop out, and I start to try to like act like I'm helping him. Not that I've ever dried anyone off, but I'm trying to, I'm like, oh no, oh my gosh, a kerfuffle of,
Yeah.
and then
Yes.
I look at her because I know she was nervous, and I go,
Still shaking from everything, and also the fact that giant wave just happened. She takes a second to notice as you're actually getting this guy a little damper, because don't forget you also have wet hands. So as you're drying things up, he starts to dry off, and then you immediately like reapply basically. And she like starts to understand what's going on, and then gets out and zooms into the bank. And you see her zoom, and left by almost as a shockwave is a little ember flame that's just floating on the street.
yay! I see it, and I go, and I blow it up into one of the street lamps that are starting to flicker on. I don't carry them with me. I just leave them where I know they'll be, because I don't have time. And he is like, on to the next one. Sorry, bro. And I jump back into the canal.
Oh, always one customer right at closing. And starts to walk in. Just outside the city is a human teenager. This teenager doesn't have anything on him besides his clothes and a pack. And you don't, if one were to look at it, you would just go, you are very underpacked for traveling. But there's no reason you would be this far at the outskirts to the city. And he looks back, and then he looks forward to the path ahead, takes a deep breath, closes his eyes, and then when he opens them, he sees in front of himself a door. He looks around. He doesn't seem to see anyone else there. Or if there is anyone else there, no one's acknowledging the door in the middle of a road. And he hesitantly opens the door, and the door rings a bell. Dex.
Yes.
What does he enter into?
Well, there is a quaint little sign over the door that says Cafe Ephemera, and inside you can see a single-story cafe, Art Deco style, and you can see there's a little tip jar on the counter with coins filled up about halfway, and from behind the counter you can just see the little afro puff sticking out from the side, and the halo at a bit of an angle. I'll be right with you in just a second, hun. And as the kid enters, he can smell what smells like home cooked meal that is familiar to him. There's open seating. Just anywhere is good. We'll be right with you in just a moment.
He looks
And-
around
yeah.
and he eventually sits down at one of the like stools at the booth and just carefully places his pack down next to him.
A couple moments later, a plate of his favorite food set in front of him.
His favorite food is seared salmon with peppers, sliced peppers roasted. The best way to do it, of course, is to roast the peppers with the salmon at the same time. And he just looks kind of dumbfoundedly at it and goes, "This is probably a weird question, but where am I?"
Well, you are currently, I suppose I could just say, an extra dimensional space, or just a cafe in front of your food. So, dig in. You know, not gonna run away from home on an empty stomach, are you? Sarah, could you handle this? And I gesture to the 12-foot angel woman manning the fryer in the back. And I just take off my apron, hang it up, and sit down on the counter next to him, sipping some sweet tea.
How did you know?
Well, and I tap the little bell on the counter, and through a spiral, a marble rolls down and comes to a stop right in front of the kid. Let's just say it is a professional hunch that perhaps you could use some advice. What's going on, kiddo?
I'm wanting to go home. We used to live in this village my whole life, and then my parents got a new offer to help this merchant, and we were upped and moved to this city, and I don't know anyone here. They keep on telling me to be like, you know, this is gonna be fine, but it's all canals. We don't have canals where I was from, and I feel like I'm always in the way, and I miss my friends.
Well, I tap the bell again, and the marble unravels, and you can see that it's layers and layers and layers of silk undoing itself, and eventually the inside of the cafe looks like his home back in his former village, and we are in a memory, and you can look out the window and see him running into his best friend for the first time. And in that moment, he was busy carrying boxes, a time when he was also in the way. And, well, you know, being in the way isn't a crime, first of all. And second of all, sometimes being in the way can put you on a path to meet people who you're going to care about a great deal. And you know, yes, you do have your friends back home, but you haven't even met all the people you're going to love in your life yet. And I think that's a special thing. And we can see them playing outside for the last time. before moving. But I wonder how many friends you're going to make in this current city. But ultimately, if you do wander off, your parents are going to worry about you. You'll probably worry about you. I can't make that choice for you, but I can say, give it a chance. And if you're not afraid of getting your feet wet, you just might find a couple new friends here. If you give it a chance. But if you do want to, run away, I do have several maps that would be helpful. There's also some other bags in the back, because let's be fair, honey, that pack ain't gonna cut it.
It looks like it looks at the pack that, like, it just has maybe a sandwich and a day's worth of clothes.
I'm already patching one of the holes in it as I've been absently talking.
He goes, it's just I didn't think I would have to try to make friends again, or try to have to. I don't even know if I'm good at it anymore. That feels weird to say.
Well, there are plenty of things that feel weird to say and other things that feel weirder to do, and that can make things scary. I feel like there can be so much pressure to get it right the first time that we oftentimes don't even let ourselves try. Now, envision, if you will, meeting someone. The worst they can do is say no. The worst they can do is go on about their business, and that just gives you another opportunity to meet somebody who wants to stay. Doesn't make it not difficult. But it's also not the end of the world. Because when the end of the world comes, then, I have a lot of other business that I need to attend to, and I would not be here, to be clear. Lovely company, by the way.
I guess that's valid. Worst thing that happens there is if they say no. Worst thing is that happens if I don't make it back to home is I get eaten by wolves.
I am going to spare you the details of all the potential things that could eat you out here, but I will say, it is all right to have big feelings. It is all right to feel like you don't know what to do. Because there are going to be plenty of times you won't know what to do. Honestly, it seems like the gods themselves don't always know what to do. But when you feel those big feelings and you're not sure what to do, put one foot in front of the other. Because if you're not happy where you are, emotionally, physically, maybe you need a change of some kind. Life isn't meant to be stuck. It continues forward. You ever seen a caterpillar just stay a caterpillar? No. They become a butterfly or a moth, I don't judge. But ultimately, change happens. And you may not have the same happiness you had before. You might not even remember that happiness before. But just because you've forgotten joy don't mean you're not going to find it again. Am I making sense to you?
He takes another bite of his salmon.
I hope I seared it right.
Yeah. I guess I didn't really give him much time to settle down.
And if your heart is really set on running away, you can always do that tomorrow. It doesn't have to be today.
It's true, I can pack better.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, how much do I owe for the salmon?
It's on the house, hon.
Thank you. And he gets up and he looks he exits the door to his house.
Mhm.
And you he stands there in the middle of the road, no door nearby, nothing like that, and he does glow a little bit, but the glow dissipates, and in your tip jar you see a little flame.
Nailed it.
At this point, all of these different events that were happening around the world of Torrent were all happening at a similar time. Now, all of the demigods who receive an Ember of Praise always go back to, at some point, to Kelenoth, the city in the sky. Now, in Kelenoth, there is a bonfire. And that bonfire is where demigods gather to give their embers of praise. And the bonfire comes with a prophecy. When the light of the bonfire reaches above the tallest tower, our work shall be done. The chariot will arrive and guide us to our deserved reward. The four of you arrive at approximately the same time, and that's not necessarily unusual. Plenty of gods come back and forth between Kelenoth, this city that has just every imaginable style and era of architecture that could exist. There are so many different types of structures. There is of course the Tower of Xeris, god of the sun, which has a golden sunlight orb at the top and is the tallest tower that is known. There is what looks to be a hospital that represents Irvine, the god of health. There is a mausoleum for Morhall, the god of death, and there is one structure that is a representation of one that's no longer with us, and that is Gaia, the mother of the gods, with a large stone statue of her face, looking out towards the location of the final battle between the gods and the demon lords all those millennia ago. So you all arrive at the same time, and usually there's hustle and bustle, different demigods going back and forth. But when you four arrive, most, if not everyone in the Pantheon is gathered around the bonfire. And not only gathered around the bonfire, but the four of you appear at the city next to each other, and there is very much a divide in the crowd that gives a straight path between you and the bonfire.
Are we late?
Garu. Oh, what?
Are we late?
I don't know. Are we late? He'll like look over at like a demigod or god nearby to ask.
Darling, it's us. We're never late. At least I'm not.
You know what?
I feel
Fair
like
point.
I have
Fair point.
been very late.
Are we all
Um,
here for something?
You hear the tick-tocking of a clock behind you. Now, Zareb, you're familiar with this sound, as are the rest of you, but less familiar. And behind you, towering
up.
over you, is an owl figure, with that looks a little bit like a barn owl, with long robes and a staff upon which hangs a stopwatch. This is Wakati, god of time, and he goes, "Brr? Yes, you're not necessarily late. You're actually apparently just on time."
See, like I said, always on time.
Good to know.
So why are
for
the
what?
vibes so off?
Oh, well, you take a look at that flame over there. And you look up and you see that the flame, it's getting close to where Xeris's tower is, but it doesn't look too far. And he says, according to Professia, it seems that you all might be the final flames we need.
Shen will just kind of gently, like, eyes a little bit wider than normal, and Lan will kind of, like, materialize next to them and just take their hand and kind of pull their head to resting on his shoulder.
An emotional support Eidolon.
Nice.
I mean, dead husbands will do that.
Oh, oh, oh no. Sorry for joking.
And she goes, well, you can go on ahead. It looks like everyone's waiting with anticipation.
Yes, well, I suppose I should be getting back to my work, apparently. Hi, by the way. Good seeing you again. Apparently you're out of the office. That's cool. Great. And I start
Oh.
walking.
And then Celia goes, "Ooh, what was that about?" And
I
he
have no
also starts
idea.
walking.
So
no idea
all
what it
of
was
all of you do know this. Zareb is Wakati's child.
Oh.
How's your relationship with your dad going?
So great. So great. We talk so much. We're not busy.
Clearly.
You're like, Shen is just gonna, like, gently offer a hug.
Hug accepted. Very much accepted.
Solio, there is someone running over to hug you as well, and that is someone whose long hair is covered in seashells, and is also is in a well, you can never really see what her body looks like because it's always covered in a fine mist. And Shelstra, the god of the ocean, just runs towards you, arms outstretched. It's like, Solio, my baby! I knew it'd be you!
Hi, Mom. Yes, hi. How are you
Oh.
doing? Sorry, I've been so so busy with the canals. Let's walk and talk. Let's do a walk and talk.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's doing. I understand, because clearly all your work has paid off, and we will be ascending. That's so exciting. You and them. It's so good. I just knew it. I knew this was going to be such a good thing.
Oh, Mom, it's so nice to see you happy. Hey, listen. So, and we're still walking up to the
Yeah,
tower.
still
and I go,
walking.
So, what is, I know it's good, right? I'll still be able to go down and see the mortals, right? I'll still be able to go down and see the mortals.
Well, I mean, at that point, our yes. Well, I mean, that hasn't been really determined. It's more that our job will be done, so we wouldn't really need to go back and see them.
Right. Here, but you know me,
Yeah.
always on the move. You know,
Right.
I love the hustle and
Right.
the
Well,
bustle.
this city will be on the move. We'll be on a move in a big old chariot. So
Yeah,
chariots move all the time.
and the chariot takes us away.
Yes.
Great. That's so great, Mom. How great is that?
It is so great. And you see her expression drop as you end up stopping in your footsteps and see a gaunt figure with a black hood and they just patiently look at all of you, and Shelstra just shuts up and crosses her arms.
Hey, you, Dad. How are you doing? You're here.
I am. When the time of ascension comes, there doesn't feel a need to be worrying about the mortality of those below.
For sure. For sure. That's so real. Thank you. Do you know, do we have to, and I look around, like, do we have to do, you know what? I forgot something so important. I think, do you know what? It's been so great seeing both of you. And I'm sure this can wait, right? It's like, this tower has been here for millennia. I just feel. Is it hot up here? It's hot up here, right? I look at the three of you. I'm like, is it warm? Is it bad? It feels bad.
Do you want some iced tea?
Bad vibes.
Iced tea?
More.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Sure.
Thank you. You know I love your iced tea. Thank you. Where'd you
Aw.
keep it?
There's
No,
still
don't
gonna be
tell me.
iced tea after we ascend, right?
It's
I
a
hope-
mortal thing.
I mean, that is a requirement, as far as
Oh,
I'm
Dad,
concerned.
you might know. Hey, sir. Um, so I was talking to Mom, and I like look at
Shelstra
Mom.
has left.
Oh, okay. It's for the best. So when we go up,
Ascension usually means upward.
That direction.
right? Do we come back down?
I would hope so. Maybe we just become more powerful and we are able to do what we want, right?
Maybe the city becomes a big trampoline. That would be
Love
fun.
a trampoline.
Oh, Dad,
Ascension,
what do
our
you
great
think?
reward is a bounce castle.
Yes.
You might be onto something.
Can always count on you for the most logical of ideas, Shen.
This is what you hired me for.
Hmm.
We get along great. I love our little talks.
This is so great. He starts Basilio starts walking towards the town bonfire.
Garu will join you and just be like, "It seems to be a family affair." On all
Don't worry.
accounts.
Yeah, listen. Look at
But
this.
Your parents aren't happy with each other, are they?
You know, it's
Not to, you know.
no. I mean, I don't think about it that much. I just got so much going on, and
Totally.
I can't control other people's vibes. I can, you can only control your own vibes.
Shen is
Yeah,
gonna.
but you can create them. You can craft them. You set a mood, and people unwillingly fall into it. Sometimes.
Shen is gonna like sneak up while they're talking about this. So for the death of your family life, for the wake, would you like red streamers or blue?
I choke on my
All of
tea.
this is depressing, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with depressing. All of our jobs are a little depressing, but
Oof, preach.
consider that we can be drunk while we do it.
Excellent.
Well, I think I have never successfully been drunk, but I'm a tree. I don't
We
know
can
what
keep trying.
Well,
Maybe alcohol just doesn't do it for you. Maybe you just need something different.
yeah.
Have you tried limericks?
Oh no, I'm allergic to the Irish. Sorry.
Ah, I understand.
Well,
Sometimes they do it for someone.
so what do we?
I think we just put embers up in the thing. Clearly everybody's like waiting, and Garu will turn around at just like the crowd of people as we're talking.
Well,
Welcome. And Xeris,
right
the
then,
god of the sun, steps forward. In all this time, you have not seen Xeris exit. You have not seen Xeris exit his tower. You know what he looks like. You've seen him before. But this is,
what does he look like?
well, he is he's about as tall as all of the other gods, in flowing white robes that seem to always catch the light in just the right way that it's blinding, and his braided white beard, that's at the end have gold rings attached, are also reflecting the light in just the right way. And so he always looks like what you have heard mortals refer to as angelic. And
He's the sun.
I really hope it is not blasphemy to say that he's a bit much.
Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire.
cannot believe.
It's a TTRPG and you weren't expecting this.
But in front next to him is almost looks like an elf librarian with ponytail, little
he's
bit
a
of
cool dad.
scruff on the chin, and is just holding some sort of large book, leather bound, looks very worn. And Xeris goes, "Our time in Ascension is almost at hand. Professor, would you tell me what you have found?"
You tell me what you found. You tell me. What did you see? You just hear Garu under his breath.
Yes, according to the
As
calculations.
Professor starts reading, Shen just bursts out in tears.
Well,
Like
That's-
very, very obscenely loud.
it's not the time yet. For
And then
that.
keeps just louder
it's-
and louder.
I
I hand you some
Oh, bro, are
napkins.
you okay?
It's
Do
the
you want to dab the?
Yeah, no, I'm it's fine. I'm fine. It's all right. It's all right. I'm good.
according
Continue,
to
please.
legends, they're going to
Big old tears again.
they're going to be there's going to be
Oh, man.
a ascension very soon.
Hey.
And we're going to have
You know what? It's gonna be okay. I'm like rubbing your back with my big beefy hand.
um
really warm.
An unpleasantly wet hand.
Your clammy hand.
At that point, Zeris says, "Yes, as Professor has just explained to all of us, the hour of ascension is at hand, and according to the calculations, we only need 4 more embers of praise in order to summon the chariot. And it looks like we have our demigods."
Shen collapses on the floor and starts bawling again.
Yep.
Are you
Yep.
okay?
Lon just kind of like
Oh,
pats their shoulder.
it's understandable. This is a lot of responsibility. But I assure you, I have never been prouder of the 4 of you.
If you're so proud of us, then can I ask for just one thing?
No, it's actually we have to get the bonfire lit right away.
Just
Actually,
one thing. Just one.
yes, my child. What would that be?
Can you give me my husband back? Can I bring him with me? Tears have completely stopped. This is just wipes whatever tree sap tears are off and just pointing at Lon.
Yes, we can bring whomever you wish with you, who is still here in the city at the time of ascension.
Oh, wonderful. Great. All right. Continue. I'm done.
Good. Okay, may each of you bring your embers to the flame.
Garu will go slowly first. Question. Is Professia even looking at me?
Yes, Professia is
Yes.
looking at you.
Okay, so he'll puff his chest out even higher and move a little quicker, and he if you were very close to him, you would hear him kind of muttering to himself, just make it look good. Make it look really good, and it's fine. It's totally fine. And he will do his little flourish, remove the quill from his neck, and the embers will just kind of again fall into the flame, hopefully, if everything goes well.
Good job.
Okay, thank you. Wait, was that Professia?
Yeah,
Or was that you?
that was Professia.
Garu will like kind of just not even look at her and step back to where he was supposed to be and going, thank you, thanks.
All right, who's next?
Shen will walk up holding Lon's hand, and as moving forward, will take out that little amber chunk. Once they get to the bonfire, they'll face Lon. They will gently open the top of Lon's robe a little bit to expose when they were physical more, they had just a very spherical chunk of amber in the center of their chest. Right now it has a large crack in the center with a single chunk missing. And Shen will place that chunk of amber, the glowing one, in the missing spot, and the ember will flow through Lon's hand into where their hands meet, and they will put it in the bonfire together before they turn and walk away.
Who was next?
I reach into my apron and pull out the tip jar, twist the lid off. It takes 3 seconds longer than it really should. And then ruffle around, find the right coin, spin it, flips into a little ball of flame, and I just.
And Solio is like, has his ember, just carrying it. And he looks up at Zaris and goes, and well, I'm sure you know. So when the chariot comes, then what?
And our work is done. And
Yeah,
we
people
can
keep
continue.
saying that, and I don't. The thing is that it's like I am my work. Do you know what? Like I'm the demigod of canals. You know what I mean? Like, and like a little bit of death stuff, but like the canal, like, and the canals are.
A
You
little bit of
feel, you feel a large hand touch your shoulder and just goes, "We will find other ways of being that won't require us to be tethered to the service of others."
Yeah, I look at Dexter
Mm-hmm.
and I go, tethered, huh? Is that how everybody? I mean, is it a tether or is it a bond? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
My whole thing is sort of the end of tethers. So
I mean, I know. Sorry, I don't mean to hold everybody up. I just.
no, it's a
I-
good question. It's a good question.
That raises a very good point.
Because like I sort of need mortals to do my job. Like, and I look over at Morehall's the god of death, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I look over at Morehall. Like, let's be completely honest here. Do you, or any of you for that matter, do any of you trust me to not have a job and just sort of be? Because I'll tell you, I love me. I'm great. I'll have an amazing time. But that will be at all of your expense. And I will love every minute of it.
I feel like we really did not think that particular aspect through.
You absolutely did not.
Well, you know what they say. If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, right? Is it
And
tether?
thus I have never had a job. And I'm happy about that.
Yes, unemployment is nice.
Zaris turns to
Unemployment, really.
Solio and goes, "Solio."
Yeah.
Put the ember in and make me a will save, Solio.
Oh
Okay.
no.
What did Will do?
What did Will do?
You must
Make
save
me a
Will.
William
Save
save.
Will.
Dinner with
Dang
that
it.
man. who was
Save
making
Bill.
dinner
Make
out of
me a Bill
people.
save.
Fine.
You are shitting me.
Really?
Is it in that
What?
one? I swear to God.
Did you? Literally swear to gods.
Well, what are numbers anyway?
We
You know
don't
what I
have
mean?
a demigod of
Yeah.
numbers.
Yes, we do. He's my dad. We'll get to
Oh.
that later. Yeah.
It is a well, I mean,
Uh-huh.
let's say first I have a plus 19.
That's
Mhm.
true. So what's
So
the
that
total
makes
with that
it
plus
a dirty
19?
20.
Ah,
Okay.
oh, fascinating.
But Pathfinder.
Juicy. Yep.
So
Oh,
That is close to
that's
fail
very
or normal
interesting. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That's pretty amazing.
Did I have advantage in that?
No. And you're almost. It's almost like one of those things that you're having the conversation, and Zaris just goes, "Put the ember in," and you just kind of nod and go, "Yes, of course," and throw it in, and it's like, but we really need to discuss before you realize that you've put the ember in. At that point, the orange flame flickers, and you see it reach just above Xeris's tower, and a flash of light from directly above, and you see a chariot pulled by some sort of unseen force. And at first you look at it and you go, it's kind of a small chariot for all of us to go on. And then you see millions upon millions of chariots
Oh,
float down, riding by some unseen force, and they start to fall down, and the first one kind of gently slopes and lands directly onto the pavement. Boom! A explosion and a bright light fills your vision. All of you start to see clearly again, and the city is on fire. Not the bonfire that's directly behind you. The buildings are on fire. Cracks in the land are falling apart. This chariot that had just landed falls through one of the cracks. You see that the chariots that are now landing are now fireballs that are falling from the sky. Beams of light are shooting out and shooting any that are still intact down. As you look, you see through some of the cracks, terrifying claws reach out, and these hawk-like creatures pull themselves out, and this other monster starts to form from this one chasm nearby, and more, and suddenly the various gods and demigods around you are fighting for their lives, and magic is flying through the air, but you four are isolated in this one little island. Oh, it's time to take our break. We're gonna take a little break. We will be back at 9:10, so don't go away. And when we come back, it's possible we may have a tiny little fight on our hands. So don't go away. We will be back very soon.
don't touch that dial, kids.
Don't touch that dial. Hello. Haven't seen you in a little bit.
Everything's on fire.
Everything's on fire. It's fine though. It's fine because this group can handle it all.
Before I had a question. If we close our eyes, is it almost like nothing's changed at all?
It is just slightly
Ew.
warmer.
Ew.
It's slightly warmer as a result. Yeah.
That's gonna be in my head now. Thank you.
So sorry.
All right.
Wait, no, I didn't start this.
So,
I do love the song.
surrounding you are various creatures. You see coming out of some gaps. You see some creatures to your left that look almost like vultures with arms. You see one more of them in to your right, but in front of you is this creature that seems to have like just covered in warts, almost like a frog or a toad that has grown a little too large and become a little bit too humanoid for your own liking. It does not look like anything good is going to come of this, especially considering the fact that they look ready fully to attack you. So everyone, please roll perception for your initiative.
It's fine. Oh,
Let's
it
see
actually
how you
is fine.
do.
It is actually fine.
All right.
The epic highs and lows of high school football. I got a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Oh, nice.
Amazing. Epic highs
Okay,
and lows.
so no matter what, Solio is going first, unless anyone else rolled a nat 20.
I rolled a 19, so it was like close. So that's a 40.
Woo.
I see a lot.
Shen.
36.
Pathfinder.
And Zara.
A29.
Great. Okay.
How did it feel to roll below 30 in Pathfinder?
Feels real bad, gotta say. Stings.
It's all relative.
Feels bad, to be honest.
Mhm.
Okay, so Solio, it is your turn first. First, for anyone here who is new to Pathfinder, things work a little differently on your turn. So if you've done Dungeons and Dragons before, you get a move action, a standard action, a bonus action, and a reaction. In Pathfinder, you still get the reaction, but on your turn, you have a 3-action economy. So, for example, you can decide to use all 3 of your actions to move 3 times up to your speed if you wanted to. Or you could decide to attack 3 times. So those actions are decided based on what you want to do. Some spells will tell you how many actions they take to cast. So for example, a spell may cost 2 actions, or it may cost all 3 of your actions. So as I'm saying, hey, have you used up all your actions? That means have they used all 3 of the actions that they currently have for their slots. Players already know this, but this is for anyone in the audience who is not aware. So with that, Solio, you are first to go.
Okay. Huh. So I'm looking around.
Yeah.
Enemies. I look at the 4 of you and I go, so dude, there's a bunch. I'm gonna pick one.
Good call.
Yeah, we should have listened to you with the whole embers thing.
Yeah, but I have a thought about that. I mean, listen. If it were really me putting that ember in there, I would have done a flip and I would have dunked it. But anyway, I'm looking between this winged guy and this beefy lizard.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, well, he's beefy, but he's on the ground. So I move.
Great.
I move right on up to him. My
All
whole
right.
speed.
Make me a fortitude save.
Oh. Okay. I don't know why I thought I could just move. How silly.
Movement
What am
in
I
this
doing?
economy?
So that is you said fortitude.
Yes.
32.
Okay. You, the moment you get within like a certain range of him, this boy stinks. Like, overwhelmingly. Like, you had to, you like ran forward and then went but you were able to contain yourself and still move forward. So you're immune to that effect for the next minute.
Yay. I can also not breathe.
You can also
Casual.
not breathe. So that was, yeah, never mind.
Maybe that's what I did. Maybe,
Yeah.
well, no, maybe it hit me and I was like,
Absolutely not.
hi.
Yeah, and at that point you start to notice that there's just like an aura of stench around that you can like
It
visibly see.
becomes visual.
Yeah.
Too powerful.
All right, what do you do with your next 2 actions?
I think you know what I'm gonna do.
All right.
I'm gonna vexing tumble.
Nice.
Before I do that, I go. For those of you who have to breathe, this guy, it's rough over here. Just think about that. And I tumble.
You
Vexing.
tumble. All
To
right.
the other side of him.
Great. Yeah, if you tumble to the other side, you will be fine. Believe you roll me an acrobatics, correct?
Yes, I do. Let me double check
Wait.
that though.
Means he's gonna need to do. Right. Okay. All right.
I feel like I'm gonna use a different die because that was
Uh-oh.
another natural one. It's happening.
Oh.
Wow.
yeah.
Well,
Time
how
to switch
how
out.
much was it?
How much of a natural one was it?
Oh, how much was your acrobatics check?
Oh,
Like, what
right.
is
That
it in the
matters.
base?
That matters.
Yeah.
To 21.
Okay, so here's the thing. That would have succeeded. But because it was a natural one, it goes to a failure. not a critical fail. So unfortunately, you do not get to tumble
Move it back.
by him.
What's
Let me just confirm this. Tumble.
This
Wait,
is
what- how does-
this is the girl who's really like taking me on a roller coaster today. Hey, girl.
Wait, how does Solio
Okay.
vexingly tumble? What makes his tumble vexing?
I think it's just like I'm a rascal.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I imagine
Total
like-
rapscallion.
Imagine like you point one way and then roll a different way.
Yeah.
Aha!
You get iframes.
Made you look, made you look.
Okay. Okay,
I
so
don't-
you actually do get through, but you do trigger a reaction from him. So
Boo.
he does get the opportunity to do an attack. What's your AC?
It is 31.
Okay, that's going to be a hit, and with his jaws, as you barely get out of the way for 21 piercing damage.
Okay, rude.
As it snaps at you. Anything else you want to gain as a swashbuckler? Because that was a failure, unfortunately. You do not gain panache from that.
You know
from
that's
that
what I
move.
wanted. Well, and Vexing Dumble took both of my remaining actions, I believe. Unless I'm wrong.
Yep. That took the other actions, but you are
I
on the
think-
other side.
I think narratively, because it's weird for him to stumble, it is. My natural ones today aside, I think he is like looking around for Xeris a little bit. I think he's really like
Yeah.
questioning, like he's distracted by trying to remember exactly what happened when he put the ember in, and
Yep.
like if he can even remember it at all.
Yeah. Got it. It is now Garu's turn.
All right. So, question for the GM: are the creatures all the way to the left of us, at stage left,
Yeah.
house right? Are they? Does it look like they're about to advance? Would I be able
Yeah,
to suss that out?
they're looking at you all specifically. You can tell that without having to roll any type
Okay.
of check for that.
Great.
You know
So
when
I
you just
have
get
this-
that feeling?
Yeah, I do. Great. So let me just make sure they are within. I should have checked this earlier. Sorry.
All good.
Within a certain amount of feet. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. So Garu, to save time, will cast Reverse Gravity, and it's a 20-foot radius, 40-foot tall cylinder to encapsulate the two of them. So in that area, gravity is reversed. Creatures and objects that aren't secured to the ground immediately fall upward to the top of the area. So 40-foot tall, they're just kind of suspended where the two gravities meet. A creature might be able to grab an edge to arrest its fall if it falls past an appropriate surface. And it will take damage if it hits something on the way up.
I'm gonna roll a.
Oh, and if they can fly, you can use those abilities to mitigate the effects if you want.
Okay.
And these were hawk creatures, so I might as well try.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just marking where where that's gonna be. Great. That's not what I wanted.
Maybe the draw shape one.
Yeah, I put a circle there. I'm just gonna clear the drawings. Oof. Yes, that's the only drawing I made. Okay. We just know those two are there. I'm actually gonna check if they actually have a flying speed. They do have a flying speed, so they're gonna try to use that. Is there a particular save they need to do if they're trying that?
It doesn't say.
Well, what's your What's your
Here.
general arcane
My spell
DC?
DC.
Yeah.
Occult DC 31.
Okay, so one of them is able. This one right here is able to get just like able to balance themselves, but the other one like looks at their friend who's flailing and then just shoots up and is just like flapping around, but clearly not in control of what's going on. So they are suspended 40 feet in the air. One is in slightly more control than the other one is.
Great, and then that will last for 1 minute.
Great. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
That was a big old spell, Sam, so that's all 3 actions for me.
All right.
I'll just say, man, don't catch the avian flu. The gravity of the situation is not lost on me, I promise.
Oh my god. Shen. Shen, go.
Just a quick clarifying question. If I move, my Eidolon would not move with me. The Eidolon would have to move separately. Is that correct?
I'm pretty sure that's the case, yes.
You can also move together, so you can both take the move action at the same time.
Oh, is that by using the whole act together thing?
That's act together or move together.
All right, and move together. It doesn't. It just costs 1 action, right?
I believe so.
That sounds right, otherwise it would be a...
It would defeat the purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Sorry, my computer's running a little slow. All right. Lon and Shen are Lon and Shen look at each other, nod. Lon sort of reaches out into the ether, grips the saber, pulls it out of its scabbard, has the scabbard in one hand, has the saber in another, and Shen just grabs one of the snapdragons from their hair, and whips it around themselves, and it just bursts into this massive scythe. And this pair they're gonna move. Sorry, I want to make sure I'm getting myself where I want to be.
Yeah.
They're gonna stay up on this balcony area.
Yeah.
But they're gonna move over. Actually, no, I lied. They're gonna move down over here.
Mm-hmm.
Via this way.
Yeah.
Sorry, one sec. There we go. And Lon is going to stepping in front of Shen. I'm using to act.
Oh.
Lon.
Sorry, I missed it. You cut out for a second for
sorry.
me there.
So I just used move together so we could both move
Yep.
to the same spot. And I'm going to use act together,
Great.
So Shen is going to have 2 actions to do a thing. Lon is going to do a 1 thing first.
Great.
Lon is just going to... Basically, the way this looks is the pair of them Shen thrusts his saber upwards and kind of follows its momentum to kind of jump and sort of float over everything going on. Shen takes their scythe, gives it a whirl. It sort of guides them in their motion. They land. Lon quickly pushes his palm towards this vulture fucker over here, and is going to make an attack using the ranged weapon that he has naturally because I took that feature.
Sweet.
So this is going to be just an attack roll on my side.
Great.
That is a 34 to hit.
That is going to hit.
All right, so this is going to be, it's not a lot of damage. It's going to be 7 damage total, 7 positive damage total.
Great.
And Shen is going to point their scythe directly at this vulture fucker and say, in probably the most macabre tone that Shen has, you have stayed long past your welcome. And I am going to cast my favorite spell in Pathfinder, Inexhaustible Cynicism. It also affects the toad guy because it's 5 creatures within range, and I'm within range of both of them.
Great.
So that is a 31 for the DC.
What do they have to roll?
Oh, that would be a great thing for me to have pulled up.
Yeah. Could be helpful.
No. Will. Save Bill. Billiam.
What do they have to be?
31.
Okay. The vulture guy does not succeed. The big toad man does.
Is it a critical success or is it a regular success?
Regular.
Okay, I'm going to read the spell description for those of you who are just discovering this spell for the first time, because I read this spell and it immediately became my favorite. You inflict your targets with a crushing doubt about everyone and everything around them. For the duration, each target is unwilling to receive any effects. Receive any effects that require a willing target, in case the effect was secretly an attack. Refuse to ingest anything, in case the substances have been replaced with poisons and cursed duplicates.
Yeah.
Doesn't treat anyone as an ally, in case its friends were replaced by an imposter. And doesn't believe anything it's told, in case of lies. Though, this doesn't mean the creature automatically believes the opposite either. It doesn't even fully trust its own ability to recall knowledge, as it becomes convinced it most likely remembered false information, as from a critical failure on a check to recall knowledge. Finally, the creature takes 6d6 mental damage at the end of each of its turns, with no save, unless it spent at least one action that turn seeking, or otherwise interacting with its surroundings in an attempt to disbelieve the illusions that it feels are obviously surrounding it. On a success, the creature is affected for 1 round. On a failure, the creature is affected for 1 minute.
All
Effectively, I cast anxiety.
right.
Hey.
My God.
Okay.
Walk outside and you'll hear battle music.
Oh. I always hear the music.
Awesome. So you can tell that this is heavily affected. The vulture creature just got hit by something, and then is also starting to look around, and almost as if it just noticed where it is, and that it doesn't really belong in this area. The other one is too focused on trying to make a meal out of Solio to really understand. But it also doesn't like it looks at the surrounding area with suspicion too. Is that the end of your turn, Shen?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Great. Let's go to the one that is currently closest to Zareb. It's going to try to kind of escape this little well of gravity that's currently happening. And it does. It's going to move forward. And it is going to shriek. And who is within range of that shriek? It's going to be within 30 feet. Yeah, just Zareb. Zareb, roll me a fortitude save.
I shall indeed. Once I remember what my fortitude is, and now I gotta do basic math, which is not my strong suit. That is a 16 on the die plus 23 for a 39.
That is
Ooh.
complete. That is not only a success, it's a critical success. So it just screeches at you, trying to put fear into you, and it just notices it's not working at all.
What bill do you pay to be shouting like that?
And then it grows frustrated, and it actually spends its final action to move right next to you. This other one is also going to just try to escape its gravity well, and fails. So it's still suspended in air, just flailing. And
All the
then
negative that scene from Fairly Odd Parents where Timmy doesn't have any emotions.
Oh my
Everything
god,
melts
yes.
in his face. It's just
It's so good.
all right. What's your AC again? Solio?
Well, first let me say that I have some stuff that for dodging and evading.
Oh,
Is it
can you use
Do-
it right now?
maybe? What are you doing to me?
He's gonna try to bite at you again.
No,
Ha!
I have too many stuff happening to me, and I'll tell you what it is. I have nimble roll. You throw yourself into a roll to escape imminent danger. You can use nimble dodge, which I also have, before attempting a reflex save in addition to its original trigger. If you do, the circumstance bonus applies to your reflex save against the triggering effect.
Okay. This is an attack that you're not doing. It's not something that requires a reflex save. So it's just attacking you outright. But there will be.
For nimble dodge, this is also hi everyone, come with me while I figure out Pathfinder. Creature targets
for it.
you with an attack, and you can see the attacker.
Yes. You
You
definitely see
dodge
them.
out of the way, gaining a +2 circumstance bonus to AC against the triggering attack.
That was probably the best use of your reaction that you could have done. Because what was your AC?
31.
Okay, yeah. And that gives you a +2 circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
That was enough to. He rolled 31. So you just barely get out of the way of the gnashing jaws, as he attempts to bite at you. And then
I did it.
Yeah.
We did it. We're fighting Frog
It's a
and
weird
Toad.
day for Solio.
Poor
Yeah.
Solio.
A weird day
Don't
for all of
throw
us,
it.
let's be real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead and make me a fortitude save.
Okay. Different D20.
Good call. Good call.
It is a 26.
That is not enough. You're gonna take. He just the pestilence kind of expands out of him for not a lot of damage, to be honest. For the amount of dice that I rolled, that is 11 points of negative damage to you. As it just pulses out of them. Scarlet, can you roll 66 for this mental damage that this guy is gonna take?
All right, so let's see here. 8, 6. Sorry, I have 4d6 in front of me.
No,
So right now, 14 plus. Ooh, good rolls. 24.
Nice, very good. All right.
Don't you just love it when your enemies have anxiety?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
It is now Zareb's turn.
All right. Seeing this big old scary bird in front of us, we're gonna act together. Serafina goes to punch, and I'm like, wait, no, you cook food with those hands. Good point. Nods, and then does a jump kick at the face. So we're gonna try and see how that goes. I need to roll a d20, but not that one because you're mad at me apparently. 24 plus 8. 32.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit.
Great. And then that's gonna be 1d8 plus. Okay. That is 12 bludgeoning damage and 1 good damage.
Ooh.
And then
So
yeah.
I will just before you continue,
Mhm.
you you see that hit and you see it get to the connect with the vulture, and then you see like the flash of light and searing pain on the creature as it like it feels like it's just been blasted with terrible awful energy on it. Yeah.
Well, now that is good to know.
Yeah.
So you agree that you're evil? Okay, good to know. Great. And then seeing that, I channel powers of stasis, weaponizing what I do to freeze memories, and it needs to make a fortitude save as I spirit blast it.
Nice.
Oh.
Anyway, I started blasting.
The DC is 31.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess a 30 is not gonna make it then. Great.
No.
What's it gonna do? What's it gonna do?
So now that's gonna be 16d6 force damage. So I'm just gonna roll that.
I'm sorry.
And-
Did you say 16?
Yes,
Oh, great.
65 force damage.
Wow. Oh man.
Whoa. That did not go well for that guy. He just gets blasted further and is just is now starting to you're starting to see it to flap to stay floating and then just like fall to the ground as it now has to stay on the ground and can't keep itself afloat.
And this is why we don't shout at people. Use your words.
Yes,
that's my
use your
turn.
words.
Amazing. So this guy is gonna move forward and is going to try to swipe at you with its talons. Shen, what's your AC?
31. Sorry, no, 28. I was looking at the wrong thing.
Okay, so that will be a hit for 15 slashing damage and 5 evil damage. And then it's going to try to attack you again, but this time with its claw. And that's going to be a miss.
All right, so the first one was 20 in total.
20 in total, yes.
All right, and I am going to use my dutiful retaliation reaction. And as this vulture bitch comes in and hits Shen, Lon's demeanor shifts. Lon has always been the like cold, cool, logical, level-headed. Shen is the boisterous, loudmouthed one. Lon gets this look of just unbridled fury as this vulture draws wounds Shen, and turns and looks at it, and just does this one big massive slash with the saber that I am going to roll for right now. And that is a anticipation. Hang on, math.
That is anticipation. That's what that is.
41, I think. 17 plus 24 is a 41.
That's a critical hit.
Yay!
So roll the damage
Yay.
and double it. Roll the damage. So yeah, with critical hits, you roll the damage, you add the modifiers to the damage, and then you double whatever that is.
Okay. So it's 1d8 slashing. And that is 5 plus 8, 13, 26.
Nice.
Ooh.
So it gets that, and then afterwards it's also going to take the psychic damage for the 66. So go ahead and roll that damage.
Okay. So we see. And the most fun thing in the world, all of our viewers, watching me count.
Hey.
We should all get little personalized calculators for this.
Yeah.
That'd be actually really cute.
That would be adorable.
Yeah. Bespoke calculators.
That is 21 mental damage.
Great.
I love this
Um,
spell. I love it when anxiety isn't affecting me.
Hey.
Yeah, so
Realistic.
you see it get slashed by Lon, and then you also see it like kind of tweak as if something has just attacked it in its head. And with that, we're going to go back to Solio as another rumble shakes, and you see another part of like one of the towers from the far off area start to like break off and go in another direction. Solio, it's your turn.
Oh boy. Okay. And this guy that I am
Yeah.
looking at dealing with is not armed.
Not, I mean, yeah, not
he
armed
has
in the traditional sense.
Right. Okay. Solio stands up and goes, let's try that again. And I'm gonna go for another vexing tumble.
Great.
And he's gonna really put his whole pussy into it.
Yeah.
Like we all need this panache. So he does a little like jump into the roll. He's trying to psych himself up. Okay. 42.
You flip, you tumble, you actually make circles around this thing as it just like tries to follow, and then is like slowly trying to like circle around trying to find you. Is now flat-footed against your attack, and you do gain panache as well. Any of you that are watching, you just see Solio tumble all over this thing as it's like,
It's me playing most bosses in Mount Olympus in Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
That's
No, I feel
tumbling.
seen. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You're also kind of taking the Dark Souls like From Software route.
Yeah,
Nobody can hit you if you're rolling.
it's true.
That's true.
Got them iframes.
I was a Wooloo for Halloween once.
Yes. It was a great costume.
Fantastic. Oh, that was so fun, and now I have to still do stuff. Okay, I'm gonna do the Precise Strike doesn't use its panache. Doesn't use my panache. Precise Strike Finisher does.
Finisher uses your panache. Precise Strike is just extra damage that you do as long as you have your panache.
Yay! Okay, I do that. With my sickle.
Great.
And I'm gonna roll to attack, and everyone's gonna be like, wow. And I'm gonna be like, that's right.
Yeah.
That is a 36 to hit.
That's going to hit.
Yay! Okay, everyone. I just have to roll a bunch of stuff real quick. Oh no, just fun things real quick. 3 plus 5 is 8 plus 5 is 13. So that's 13 slashing damage.
Great. Yeah, well, you didn't he couldn't find you before, but then the stab in the back kind of got him going around, got him actually aware of where you are. Great. Anything else on your turn?
That was all of it, right? I can't do anything else.
I didn't remember if you had. Oh,
Unless
yeah,
I'm
because
left.
Vexing Tumbles 2 actions. I forgot. Great. Garu.
All right. So after seeing that amazing performance, we'll call it that, Garu himself will be inspired, and he will shout out to his friends. He'll say, "Courage, dear friends! Let not your hearts quake. Do not fawn under pressure. Let your blows rain down upon them." And then he thinks for a moment and goes, "Maybe that was for myself." And he looks into the camera because all of that was just the English language, and he just said a lot of things about deer. And so everybody, I have now inspired courage in you. So you and all allies in the area gain a +1 status bonus to attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear effects. And it's a 60-foot radius. So let me just double check. Are you too far away, my Solio, my sweets? Oh, no, I'm not moving. Let's not get crazy. All right. No,
Let's
yeah,
not
you're
go.
good. Okay, so everyone, you get a +1 bonus to attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear effects specifically. I am now going to, he'll kind of like crack his knuckles and go, "Let's see how this works." And he kind of points a finger towards the beastie that's close to Zerub and himself here, and cast Bursting Bloom. So you'll suddenly, if you see this bird, this rosy bush starts sprouting out of the chest of this creature, and wrapping it in thorny vines. It's disgusting and nasty and floral. We love. So let me just see if I can attack. Oh, do I need to roll to attack? No, it just happens, doesn't it?
No, it has to do a save probably.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Save a fortitude saving throw. Against my occult DC 31.
Oh, that's not great. That's a fail.
Yay.
What happens
so just
now?
a failure.
Yeah.
The creature takes full damage and persistent damage and is encumbered for 4 rounds. So we're going to
Okay.
roll damage real quick.
Yay.
It's 6d6 piercing, so that is, wait for it. Oh, okay, we got a 16, 19, Wow, I rolled very well. What is 19 plus 12?
No, that's
31.
31, yeah.
So 31 points of piercing damage, and then persistent bleed damage will happen on their turn, right?
Yeah, and how much persistent bleed damage is it?
2 points
2 points every round.
of
Great.
bleed damage. Yeah.
2 points of bleed damage. Great.
And he'll put his hands back into his kimono or his little like robe. It's not even a kimono. It's like not nice enough to be like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a ratty floral robe that like he got from a grandma. And he'll just kind of wait there and be like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, so these thorns rip out of this this being as it's just also struggling to keep its legs up, and it's just being attacked on all sides. Searing, you can still see the scar, the searing scar where Zareb kicked it. Shen, as you are preparing to act, you notice that the flames are currently spreading, and are currently starting to move into the circle itself.
Fuck.
It's your turn.
Well, doesn't change anything I was about to do. So, I am going to use my tandem strike feature to make several strikes. So tandem strike. You and your Eidolon, however the hell you want to say it, I won't judge you. See, each attack seamlessly targeting the same foe without interfering with each other's movements. Your Eidolon makes a melee strike, and then you make a melee strike against the same creature. Both attacks count towards your multiple attack penalty, but the penalty doesn't increase until after both attacks have been made.
Oh, okay, great.
So I get 2 attacks with the same
same modifier. Yeah. But your next attack after that would be a -10 to the attack roll.
Cool. But it would be -9 because of that bonus, right?
Yes.
Right. It'd be -9 to that bonus.
Take that +1.
+1 in a game where we're rolling over 35 constantly.
Yeah.
It might matter at some point.
Some of
find out.
us are rolling
Be all the
over
difference.
35 constantly.
Alright,
Some of us live in a different world.
Well,
Check your privilege.
so this Lan and Shen have been doing this for a very long time. The way that they move around each other, it's this circular almost dance as petals fall from both of their hair, and it makes this sort of like circular wind around them. If you've ever seen any Shencha or like
Yes, I was about to say.
if you've ever seen any Shencha, or if you ever watched like Shang-Chi, the scene where the very like when Shang-Chi's dad and mom meet for the first time, that's the vibe. That is the aesthetic we're seeing right now. Lan goes does a very high slash, then back flips over as Shen comes in underneath. Shen's gonna make 2 attacks, but we'll get to that.
Yep.
We'll see what happens when I roll, but I wanted to paint the picture first.
Is it good?
That is a nat 20 for Lan.
Okay, great.
That's a 44. If that makes you feel better.
Yeah, well,
Lan has rolled so
diff-
well. I'm so
Lon's
proud
doing
of him.
great.
Lon's doing
justice
better
for
than me.
Lon.
Okay, so that's a nat 20 on Lan. Let's see what does Shen do. Shen rolled really well. It's a +1. 22. 38.
Wait, is that a critical hit too? Oh my god, it might be.
This is gonna hurt like a bitch if it is.
Yep,
Critical
that's a
hit.
critical hit.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh.
and third attack, Shen is coming back around as well. It's like 2 cuts with the scythe as Lan kind of gets underneath it on that second hit. This is -9 or -10
-9.
+1.
Yeah.
So okay. I feel like this doesn't hit. That was a 2 on the die. 2 plus 10. Wait, no, that was minus 11. 2. 12. 2 plus 12. 14.
No.
Okay. Well, the scythe does have a deadly D10. Whatever
that's
that.
good.
So
Yeah,
on
so
a
what you
critical
do
hit,
is-
weapon adds a weapon damage after double.
After you've doubled,
yeah.
yeah. So you roll, you do that, you double, and then you add that additional die of damage if
Okay.
it's a deadly weapon.
So let's do the saber first. Let's do Lan's attack first. So D8
Great.
plus 8. That is 6. 6 plus 8. That is 14. Double to 28.
Great.
This hits a little bit harder than that. This at a base level is 2d10 plus 4 plus 1d6.
Great.
So
Math.
It's gonna,
okay,
it's gonna
2d10.
do a lot.
That's an 8 and a 7, so that's what, 15. Thank you. 15, 19 slashing damage before anything else, and 3 electric damage. So 6 electric damage. We said
15 and then 19.
Yeah.
okay, so 19. Sam, are you keeping track of this?
Yeah,
So
you're doubling the 19.
It doubles all of it, right? Or is it just the slashing damage?
It doubles all of it. Well, it doubles each damage individually. So it doubles, so it's a 38 for the slashing and then
6
a
for
12 for
electric.
the. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and now another D10.
Yeah.
Drum roll, please. 2. So 40 slashing damage, which is still good.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you
it
notice
is.
that the slash hits, but you do notice the crackle of electricity that comes from you just kind of like bounces over this creature, and it feels like the scythe in its side did a lot more than any additional electric section that could have been done.
Okay.
Is that your turn?
I think, yeah, tandem strike plus 1 extra attack. That was
Yeah.
3 action. Yeah.
Great. It is not looking great. So I did a very fun thing, and I made this guy that's over here. I had these guys appear over a chasm. I just noticed that. What's your spell save, Garu?
My spell save?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather
I
Boy? Where do I find that? I was
Occult.
vamping.
Occult spell save.
Oh, occult DC.
Yeah, DC. That's what I meant.
Okay, yeah, 31.
Okay. So a 19 is not going to do well. It's going to do incredibly well. Not well. In fact, the way I'm going to play this is that it attempts to get out and breaks free and then forgets to keep flying and plummets
Oh no!
into the chasm.
Everybody has those days.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
could not have
gravity.
picked a better spot to have placed that gravity well, because the only
like
way
pauses
was
the
further
sign. Oops! And
Oops,
falls.
balls.
Free falling.
So there's that guy. That one's dead. This other one with the like stuff got like the thorns coming out of it tries to like flap its wings a little bit and gets a little bit of height and then just starts doing some sort of dance, and it seems to be calling out to the other one, and it starts to try to, you see electricity start to form around it as it is seems to be gathering some power of some sort.
Which,
Um,
you said it's calling. Is it calling out to the one that I'm fighting?
The one that you're fighting, yes, Garu.
Okay. Because
Um,
that one isn't gonna. That one's not very helpful right now to any of his friends.
no, yeah, you see it trying to like understand why something's screaming at it, but it's going to keep doing that. That is going to be the end of its turn, actually.
Does it take its persistent bleed damage? I know
It
it
is
was
going to
only
take its persistent bleed damage. Thank you for reminding me.
two, but you never know.
And then
Never
the Toad Man is
Toadman?
Let me
Tips
in,
cap.
Toadman.
Don't humanize him.
Please, Toadman was my father. Call me Bob.
I don't know. He seems like a pretty fun guy.
I can't believe you.
Totally.
Here's something that's kind of fun.
No.
Yeah, this is very
For
fun.
who?
Kind of fun in our tabletop role-playing game.
Yeah.
In this economy?
And this fun? In this economy?
In this inflation,
In this action economy,
Ooh,
So-
We play
that's
fantasy games to escape, y'all.
I'm gonna need
Mm.
I'm gonna need everyone to make will saves.
Good. Yeah,
what if I don't want to save?
let's
Bill?
go for blue.
Ever thought about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Ew.
Ew. Oh dear.
Um,
All right,
Oh,
Will.
that's my worst one.
32.
These
36.
26.
28.
Okay.
Also,
news.
does this do our Eidolons have to do something?
So if we're both hit by it, we have to roll twice and take the lower of the two. So
Okay.
like this, that would be what I rolled because that's the nat 20. So of course I could not have that one.
This is why we can't have nice things.
It's true.
Okay. So, anyone who rolled between a 26 and a 35, you are stricken with paranoia. Anyone who rolled above a 35, you are completely unaffected. But you see shadows creep nearby you, and you start to, everyone, even your friends, start to have a shadowy face around you, and no one is considered friendly for this one round.
Is this from the Toad Man?
Yep.
Did I get did? Hang on a minute. Is this my anxiety?
No, it's a spell he has.
Is it his anxiety? Is it the
It's
same
his
spell?
anxiety.
That's my question.
Actually,
Whose anxiety is
it's
it
slightly different.
anyway?
You're not going to get psychic damage from it.
Oh, good. Okay.
Hurt people, you know?
Deep.
Great.
And that
So
goes for Toad Man.
it is now Zareb's turn.
Okay. So I guess question for DM, would that also wait, GM? Would that also extend to
Yep.
my Eidolon? Because that's like a soul bonder. I'm like, who are you? Where did you come from? What is this? What's happening?
I
have
would
questions.
say companions don't count. An Eidolon is
Okay.
a companion.
Okay, all right.
I was really invested in that. I was like, no.
Nice, yeah. Well then, seeing, I know for a fact that I've already attacked this thing and it's got bad vibes and it shouted at me, so I'm still gonna try and mess it up. So, magical girl transformation, the little chrysalis and amber floats out. It's a staff now, full-on card captor. And I cast angel form. Specifically the Movonic Deva, and
Mhm.
I'm going to attack the scary bird person.
Great.
Yes. Yes.
We're gonna roll this. That's a 30 to hit.
That's going to hit.
Yay.
Amazing. That is a D12 plus 12 is a 24, so that is 24 slashing, and then a D6 of fire. That's 5 fire and 3 good damage. And I'm gonna attack again, but this time at the -10 penalty.
14 slashing plus
Ew.
5 fire plus 3 good. So
Mhm.
that's got it. Okay.
That is a 33 to hit.
33 hits.
I would like to do the same damage again. That is 3 plus 12 is 15 slashing, and then 5 fire and 6 good.
Is
Oh wait, no,
good-
I actually can't. I can't do that because I already used 2 actions for it. So just the first time's damage.
Is
Okay.
good different than positive?
Good is
I'm
different
not
than
sure.
positive. Yes.
Damage is confusing.
Yep. So just that one
Nice is
attack.
different
Good
than
is good is good
Nice
is
It's different.
good is
Same thing, good.
angel versus demon. Positive is living versus undead.
Okay.
Oh. Nice.
Sorry, what was the slashing and fire damage again? Dex?
Just with the first one, the slashing was 24, the fire was 5, and the good was 3, I believe.
Yeah, and then what? Sorry, the second attack. That's what I was.
The
looking-
second attack actually could not happen because I already used 2 actions to
Oh.
cast the spell.
I thought you just meant the good damage couldn't happen. Sorry.
Nah.
All right. This other one is too paranoid to do to join in the dance that its friend is doing, supposed friend.
I don't trust
Um,
that dance of yours.
It's actually going to try to
Footloose.
yeah, it's going to Oh, I know what it's going to do. Oh, I know. I understand this. Roll me a fortitude save, Shen,
That's what I'm
and
good at.
Garu.
Do I have advantage on this? Is advantage a thing?
Advantage is not a thing on this.
Haha, nat 20.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
What if I
So,
told you?
39.
What if I told you I rolled a 32? What would you give me?
I would say you succeeded, but you still. Oh, actually, yeah, you both succeed. In fact, so you it releases a poisonous spray around, and Shen, you are going to take 10 poison damage, but that's it. And Garo, you just barely step out of the way of the cloud.
Said 10?
As it spreads. What?
10?
10. Yep.
I have been damaged.
It is going to then do the step action, and which allows it to move away without provoking an attack of opportunity. And it is going to get the heck out of dodge.
Oh.
Because everything is terrible. Can you roll me the
Clever girl.
66 psychic damage?
I would love to.
I'm really excited to see how this ends up happening.
Oh, these are good numbers. So I rolled 2 6s, so 12 off the bat, 17, 19. Let's see, 21. 22, 25.
Nice.
Nice.
You just see it twitch again as it continues flying away, just weakly, just barely keeping itself afloat. At this point, you see we are gonna go back around to Solio, but at this moment, the fires continue expanding forward towards you, and Solio, I need you to make me a reflex save. as
Oh,
this
you know
blow-up
who
pit
can? Okay,
expands.
well, you did just move that void to me. I was really confident until I watched that
Until the void.
Yeah.
void slide.
Aaron
Or
Bell.
to avoid the
Oh,
void.
Void. Do-do-do-do.
Here
no.
comes the void.
Yeah,
Can I do anything fun?
Well, you did
Is
mention
anything-
your nimble thing before.
Nimble
This is a reflex save.
roll.
So
Yes. You can use a nimble. Okay, hold on. Here we go. You throw yourself into a roll to escape imminent danger. You can use nimble dodge before attempting a reflex save in addition to its original trigger. If you do, the circumstance bonus applies to your reflex save against the triggering effect.
great.
So you understood that.
Sorry. Yeah. What was the first part of that? Sorry.
I'm throwing myself into a roll. Whoosh. I
Yeah.
use nimble dodge before attempting a reflex save. In addition
just
to its
looking at nimble
original
dodge.
trigger.
It really is such a shame that so many things in Pathfinder have
yes.
the same names as stuff in 5th edition.
Mm.
Oh, so okay, so you
Yep.
add +2 to your reflex save. You're basically it's like the armor up a bonus that you would get is now being applied to your reflex save.
Yeehaw.
You could also add a +1.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, that's right.
Because you're courageous now.
Roll for yeehaw.
Row for ye, and then second action haw.
Love that.
Are you shitting me with this? What do I have to move.
Another?
I think it's my house. I think I'm haunted.
No.
I think I need to get a priest.
How
And
should
I
you
think
be
I
the
need
Will
your
Wheaton
last haw.
of the target Will Wheaton of this.
I will say,
arc?
Molly,
Yeah.
you do have a hero point, so you can re-roll.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
The void.
I don't know my other. Do I have other dice?
No.
We're on to
Not
plan
the
C.
other.
I do.
Maybe involved a snake.
Why is this happening to me?
No one wants an unoiled snake.
You also go over there. Okay, I'm gonna use my hero point. Does that I'm
you
just rolling
re-roll,
again.
apply all the bonuses that you have gotten again.
You're so kind. Hey. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. Clap if you believe. Okay, listen.
Hands.
Better?
I do believe in
Well,
fairies. I do.
You know, it's not a natural one.
It's hard to do.
Hey. It a 2?
It is a 4, but plus 3 is 7, plus 25 is 32.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
It's not a critical failure.
the floor starts to buckle
Mm-hmm.
beneath you, and you see the toad monster start to struggle as you've kept it in one place so it hasn't been able to get out of the way, and it struggles to not fall, and as its weight also collapses the remaining brickwork underneath it, it reaches for you and grabs on to your coat to attempt to pull you down, and you just barely move your body a tiny bit and get right onto the edge as the creature tumbles into the abyss.
Oh man.
Oh.
The victory dab.
We looked into the void today, y'all.
We looked into the void and said, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
And then,
did.
for whatever
So,
reason,
you know-
Nisha just kind of went.
Solio, make me a perception
I
check.
am. Oh, I was just gonna say, Solio is disappointed. He didn't get to do any of his cool slices, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. I'm doing a perception.
Yep.
Let me breathe. I forgot to breathe through that. Where is she? Oh, there she is. 31.
You see your allies fighting one more of these vulture creatures.
Mm.
And you see the name. What were the rolls that everyone made on their flat d20s?
I haven't rolled yet 'cause
13.
I'm scared.
13 for Garu,
17.
17,
Lucky number 7.
Shen,
See, it's real funny that you should ask.
uh-huh,
No, really?
On a scale, okay. On a scale of 1 to 20, I'll give you a hint. It's like a 4.
Oh,
Fair.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
but we don't
Great.
know what these mean, so it could be good. It
Maybe
could be
that's
golf
good.
rules.
I
Yeah,
also
that's
am,
that's
and
true.
I'm bad at golf.
a straight
That's
D20
true.
roll.
It would be fascinating if that was the case, wasn't it?
Why do I feel like that's not the case? Your tone feels like it's not the case now.
As an
Hmm.
empath, I am sensing that this is not the case.
Solio,
Yes.
you wake up first.
Oh.
You see a roof, a thatched roof above you. You feel that you're on a bed of some sort. And you look to your right and you see on beds to your right Garu, Shen, and Zareb. When you look to your left, you see the face, scaly face that was looking somewhere else at the time, and then turns and then sees you and goes, "You're awake."
I'm awake.
Yes. Oh, I have to get the chieftain. I have to get the chieftain to help.
Oh. But okay. You know what? Yeah. Okay.
I'll get the chieftain. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know if the others start waking up.
I'll probably just lay here
Okay.
until you get back.
Yes.
Okay.
And the lizard folk runs out of the hut.
Can I look around or anything?
Yeah. It's grass huts that you've heard of before. You have a feeling this one is based on the window that you see, you are probably on the second floor of it or something like that, because you're seeing the tops of the tree branches.
Okay. Do I feel like shit? Or am I just kind of like,
You feel achy, which is
Hmm.
not a feeling you're familiar with.
right. Okay. Yeah, I think I like sit up and I notice that on some sort of second floor. Can I see what like state the other three are in? Are they in a like? Does anyone look like? Wow, that
Yeah,
I look like a fox.
I look like a tree.
My wings are broken.
Yeah.
Oh,
Roll me a medicine check.
well, what with I have a pretty good medicine
Yeah,
bonus,
great. So
and I
go
can
ahead
just
and
do it.
roll. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Suspicion. It's gonna be a 18 but 28.
You have absolutely no idea how to handle or do any type of healing, but as far as you can tell, they are currently alive.
And then just to clarify, I do see Zareb, but wings are broken. And then I do see a fox and I do see a tree.
Correct.
Okay. And the
No.
tree's on a bed. Like
The
a
tree's on a
people.
bed.
Okay.
You know, no, it's just like a ficus, like in the pot, just turned sideways.
Oh no.
Man, Grandmother Willow, you look rough.
They mistook
What
Shen
happened?
for the ficus, and Shen is just like propped in the corner, just kind of.
At that point,
no.
a figure appears behind you, Solio, and goes, "Ah, I see one of you is awake."
Props for not doing the Skyrim thing.
I say, hello. You're the chieftain, yes?
Yes, I am the chieftain. Welcome to the Razorback tribe.
Chieftain.
Do I know what that is?
Roll me a society check.
Mm, 26.
You swear that knowledge was somewhere in your head, but it's kind of fuzzy.
Okay. I go, thank you for taking us.
Yes, you must have had quite a fall.
A fall.
Well, you did cause a little bit of destruction, if I'm being honest.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. So when you say fall, you mean from the sky? Did we fall from the sky into your place?
It seemed that, and she just kind of motions you outside, and you see you're actually on the top. You're actually on like basically a treetop community, that is on the top of a jungle, and you see one broken bridge.
Oh
And if you look
no.
below that broken bridge, you see a little crater. And the chieftain turns to you and just goes, "It's a miracle no one got hurt. Divine intervention must have helped that."
So it goes, ha. Yes. Oh, you are. Oh, if I could tell you about that, but I won't. Can I fix your bridge for you?
Sure. Sure.
Okay. I
Um,
just, I'm really good with my hands, and I'm really good at. If I can I'll just do that. Is what I'm gonna do, and then, you know what? I'll fix What else is broken? I'll keep doing stuff. I'll just keep doing stuff. I'll start with the bridge.
as soon as you say what else is broken, you look up. Now, the demigods have always been able to see Kelenoth. You can always see the city. It's a city that's floating on the clouds. What you see is pieces of the city. You see part of Xeris's tower floating. You see part of the mausoleum. You see no sign of the bonfire. And you see part of the statue of Gaia's face, still looking out in the same direction. And you no longer see a floating city. You see ruins suspended in air. When we return for episode 2, I would like you all to bring me level 2 character sheets. Thank you all so much for joining for this first episode of City of Gods. I know we have had various other stuff that has occurred with the technical stream, so I appreciate everyone sticking through all of that. We will be back in 2 weeks. That will be on a date that exists. That will be on Tuesday, May 16th at 7 p.m. And we will return then and see how our demigods go through this new chapter of their existence. Hey, Dex, do you have anything that you would like to plug?
Why, yes, I would. Hello, Internet. If you like what you saw this time, then tune in tomorrow night. I guess it's every Wednesday at 8:30 over on Greatest Guardians Gaming for our Avatar Legends campaign. We're about halfway through. I play a himbo waterbender named Tani. He thick, he dumb, but he fun. So yeah.
Goals.
All right. Helena, is there anything you would like to plug?
No, but feel free to follow me on the socials. It's at kittycrafto or at kittycrafto_art if you want to see my art. I did some art for this.
Yes, these the character portraits that you see, as well as the drawing of the city, were all done by Helena. Scarlett, do you have anything you would like to plug?
Yeah, actually, one of my wonderful partners actually supplied the dice that I was using to play with tonight. They made their handmade dice. I'm gonna try to get them on camera in some way, shape, or form that's not entirely awkward. Hang on a sec. But if you would like, you can follow at Faeflight Dice on Instagram. That's FAEFLIGHT Dice. On Instagram, they do take commissions, and here are the dice that I was using tonight.
Those look
so
good.
pretty.
No good way to get this on camera.
Well,
Dice.
obviously, we are going to need to send some to Molly ASAP.
I know.
Because
Yes, and those are peak forbidden gummies.
Oh,
They
they
are.
are
Watermelon.
Oh man.
These are like they're a beautiful shade of pink that I really can't get to show up on camera very well, but like I love these so much.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
I'll put the link in the chat for those of you that are curious, or at least I'll put the I can put the link in the chat. I can share Instagram profiles.
Yes, yeah. Molly, do you have anything you would like to plug?
No, but thank you all so much for coming because we were all really excited and we hope you had as much fun as we did, even though it was harrowing
Yes.
for our characters.
I am besides being a dungeon master for this campaign here. I also stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/smogles11. I am currently going through my Breath of the Wild challenge, where I try to complete Breath of the Wild now in 10 days. I am currently 2 Divine Beasts complete, over 60 shrines complete, and about 35 side quests complete. Oh, and the challenge is I'm not allowed to use a guide to find anything unless the chat spends channel points to allow me to. So, haha. And then on Friday, we will have Eberron Dark Lanterns, which is run by James, our DM for Clickety Clackety, and I am looking over at the events right now, and is that tomorrow? We also have Kindred First Class, episode 20, where the Kindred set sail, hoping to learn more about the mysterious Screaming Storm. And then Sunday, May 7th, if you were here for Feigning Elegance, which was Dreamy Kind of Days, big DM here on the channel as well. They just had their finale last Sunday, so this Sunday is our post-Clack Unpack. So you get to ask the cast some questions, and everyone talks about what they loved about the series after the finale. But all that to say, thank you so much for joining, and thank you all players for being here. This was a great first time DMing on a live stream, so that was really fun. And clickety
Thank you for DMing us.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you for having us, Sam, and the channel.
Yes.
All right. Clickety clackety, please come backety.